Hello everyone and welcome to the WT Coaches Show. I'm Zach Barnes, your host, and our first guest this week is head volleyball coach Jason Skoch. Coach, how are you?
Doing good.
Well, Coach, congrats on getting your first conference win against Midwestern State. Took 5 sets and lost the first 2 and then pulled out in the last 3. How does that feel to get a conference win under your belt?
Well, just to paint the scene for everyone to understand is we've sort of mentioned this in passing through different interviews, but we're banged up this year, so we've already had a lot of kids out, and we just found actually out this week that a lot of these kids aren't coming back. And we're starting to figure out what our issue is, our issues are. But during that match, we, again, right before we leave, on Monday's practice, another player tweaks her ankle doing a random drill. It wasn't even a full-out game. And then one of our hitters strained an ab, and then one of our middles during that game was walking off during the match to go throw up. So we're out all this stuff, and then we're down 0-2, and so in Midwestern, the new coach they hired, Natalie, she's going to do some really good things with that program. So that was a good game. They played very different than the rest of the teams, so it was great because we were more banged up. It was great because we were down 0-2, and then there were signs that we were mentally, we didn't quit, but they play differently than other teams, so we had to really mentally engage the match. So I told the girls afterwards, like, that win was important, not because we needed a win, but being down 0-2, it showed that the girls have a fighting spirit and they haven't given up on the year. So that match was a much bigger victory than just a win.
Yeah. Well, and Lexi Davis now had 14 kills as well as 5 blocks. Not a big surprise. That's kind of what she does. But as well, Benson with 11 kills, 6 blocks, being one of the big blockers, and then Courtney Curl with 17 kills leading the team.
Yeah. So Lexi offensively, I would venture to say is during games like this. I don't look at the stats because sometimes stats don't tell you like the ebb and flow of the game. So like for instance, like with Lexi, those 14 kills, a lot of her kills and Courtney Curls and actually Lisa's, they probably came from set 3 on. Lexi actually, we had a chance to win set 2 and she made some poor mistakes that aren't her. And so she accepted them, and we had a talk in between, I guess we'd call intermission, halftime. So most of those kills came towards the end. And so Courtney Curl's a freshman. It's really inviting because, first off, she's playing because the other starters are out, okay? So most kids aren't ready for that opportunity when they get it. But like Courtney's strength is she started off poor, but she adjusts. So it was nice to see most kids, how they start is how they finish. So it was nice to see her adjust. But Lisa, we actually she got called out by the coaching staff and the players last week, and so I thought it was great because I think that she realized after the match just the difference how the girls responded to her. I think it's like, look, we knew you could do this, so let's do it more. So it was, like I said, it was a good win because only a fool would not realize, like Elise said towards the end, was just dominating the match. And so it was just neat because I hope she sees in herself now what everyone else sees and expects from her.
And Coach, this Saturday you finally get to come back home to the box, take on Oklahoma City and Southwestern Oklahoma. Kind of remembering a little bit from the media press conference on Monday, and you're saying that them coming out of a different conference, they have a very different style of play than what we see out of the Lone Star Conference.
So Josh at Southwest has done a really, really good job. We played them last year at their place, and it's sort of like Eastern. Traditionally, Southwest was a struggling program, and they Eastern hired Sia, and you have to focus. They're just as good as the rest of the teams in the conference. SWASU is big. They play as a unit. They're just different, but like they're big. And last year, thoroughly impressed by what they did. We had a good team last year, and we had to really work our tails off to win at their place. Kyle Steele, a friend of mine, took over at OCU, and he played collegiately, and he teaches more of a men's style game, which is just a boatload of offense. And so I don't know what to expect necessarily, but I've seen his teams in the past, and they're very aggressive. So almost like a Tarleton in a sense. But I'm excited just because we don't have film on them. I think we don't actually watch a lot of film compared to a lot of other teams, but I think it'll be neat because our girls are gonna get tested of like, okay, can we adapt quickly on these teams? And it'll just be fun to see a different jersey besides the same Lone Star. I mean, you play them in twice regular season, you play them in the conference tournament, you play them in regionals. It's just nice to see a different jersey.
Yeah. Coach, good luck in those games, and thank you for joining us again this week. Again, those games are Saturday at 2 and about 7:30, just depending on when the Oklahoma City Southwestern game ends. And so again, Coach, thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Hello everyone, and welcome back to the WT Coaches Show. Up next for us is men's soccer coach Butch Lauffer. Coach, how are you?
Good, sir. How you doing?
Doing well. Well, Coach, since we saw you last, you've played Fort Hays and Dallas Baptist. Both of those were on the road. You lost to Fort Hays 2-3. A very good Fort Hays team, and then you were able to beat Dallas Baptist 1-0.
Correct.
What were some stuff you saw in that game then?
Well, we were very pleased with the performance up at Fort Hays. Just obviously disappointed with the result and the way it ended. We felt that maybe the soccer gods weren't with us a little bit with some of the officiating towards the end and everything. But no, we thought we outplayed them and had the lead twice, and then some questionable things happened kind of towards the end that kind of tipped the scale of the result a little bit. But really pleased with the way that all the young kids played and in a very hostile environment, and so which I think led to us getting the result in Dallas Baptist. It was again on the road, and it was hot, and Dallas Baptist has struggled a little bit, but they're a lot better than their record indicates, and we had to really grind out the result and now get ready for Eastern tomorrow.
Well, and like you just said, you go to Eastern tomorrow, and how are you guys preparing for that?
Well, with just normal weeks of practice and trying to monitor the workload and not overstress the kids a little bit, and making sure that we're going to be really fresh, because we know it's going to be a battle tomorrow, and it's always over there. It's always a physical game and very chippy at times. So we just have to be very mentally strong and composed and be prepared to grind the game out, which we're quite capable of doing. And I think if we can do that, we'll be successful tomorrow.
And then, Coach, the next home game for you guys is October 6th at 7 against Texas A&M International.
Yeah.
How much are y'all looking forward to be on the comeback home since you've been gone for a little bit?
The kids are, and then the staff is looking forward to being home. But to be fair, we're not really focused on that game yet. We're going to worry about it tomorrow first, and we'll get that result tomorrow, and then we'll turn our attentions to International on the 6th, and then hopefully we'll get a good crowd and cheer the team on.
No, Coach, we'd like to appreciate you for joining us.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me.
Good luck tomorrow against Eastern.
I appreciate it. Thank you, sir.
Again, folks, you can catch live stats on GoBuffsGo.com for that game. Again, Coach, thanks for joining us.
You're welcome. Thank you, sir.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the WT Coaches Show. Up next with us is men's cross country head coach Darren Flowers. Coach, how are you?
I'm good. Better than I should be.
Well, Coach, since we have seen you last, you've had the Border Classic, which you guys finished first, and then the regional preview here in Canyon, where y'all finished second. What were some things that you saw from your guys?
The first meet out, Border Classic, I know those guys were real excited to get out there and run, and we had a real strong showing from our top four, especially. There was a gap between 4 and 5 that I knew after the Border Classic that we had to address, and we really didn't get a chance to do that in the regional preview. We did win the Border Classic, which was great. I mean, there were the teams that were involved in that were really good, and so I thought it was a really good team effort. But then in the regional preview, we set out Jeffrey. We just let him rest and train through that week, and and we still weren't running Zach Daniel at the time. So basically, during the regional preview, it was a chance for us to kind of get out. It was our first 8K of the season, see where we're at, fitness-wise, and I thought our top 3 ran great. I mean, I thought they absolutely ran great and competed well and ran the back half of the race really strong. And, we came a few points short to Highlands, and that's okay. Just to be that close to them without, running our full squad, I feel pretty good about. We're healthy right now, and our guys are training real well, and I know they're really excited about this weekend.
Coach, and you mentioned this weekend you guys head to Arkansas for the Chili Pepper Cross Country Festival. You guys have gone there past few times, and you guys seem to really enjoy it. How are you guys trying to get prepared for this one?
Well, I always tell our guys that the real start of our season begins this weekend, and that we need to be absolutely ready mentally and physically for this weekend, because it's a big race atmosphere. It feels like a championship. It races like a championship with the amount of people that are running and the caliber of teams that are there. We're not really changing anything as far as our preparation. We are kind of changing things about the way we approach this race, and strategically we're approaching it like a championship. This sets up like a championship, so we want to learn to run as a team in big races, and so that's our goal for this week. And hopefully we can come away with a top 3 finish. That would be really great for our guys.
Coach, just last quick question for you. This is the first weekend that you will be racing your full team.
Mm-hmm.
How excited are you guys to be able to do that?
Oh man, I've been waiting for this all season. For all these guys to kind of be ready to roll. And Zach Daniel came in a little behind. He had a tough summer, and but he looks great right now. He looks absolutely great. A couple of the other guys that have been the 6, 7, 8 for us are looking really good too. And then Jeff just absolutely looks phenomenal in workouts, and I know he is excited to race. So, our goal, honestly, is we want to try to win this. We want to try to win the college division for the Chili Pepper, and traditionally, the teams that have won this race in the college division have gone on to be top 5 in the NCAA championship. So that gives our guys something to aim for.
Well, Coach, I'd like to wish you good luck this weekend, and thank you for joining us this morning.
Yeah, thank you.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the WT Coaches Show. Up next for us is women's cross country head coach Kimberly Dudley. Coach, how are you?
Doing great. Thanks for having me.
Well, Coach, we've got 2 races in so far, the Border Classic in Kansas and then the regional preview, which we hosted here in Canyon. What are some things that you've seen that you've liked so far from that?
We trained through both of those races, so those may have not been so pretty on paper, but I feel like the growth that we've had in the team has been tremendous. Training has been really good the last couple of weeks, and I've seen a lot of confidence grow. I've seen a lot of, oh, okay, I get this now, Coach. Since this is such a young team, I'm seeing a lot of light bulbs come on at this point in the training, so that's very encouraging. The girls are super excited about this weekend.
Well, I know that that's kind of been the trend a lot this year, and this has definitely been a lot of growing going on with the team because it is so young. How does that work with the dynamics?
It's been really good. We have 2 sophomores on the team, and the leadership from them has been really good. But for the freshmen, it's like they're getting excited because they're seeing their miles from this summer starting to transfer over into success. This will be actually their first 5K. So they ran the 4K, then they went all the way to the 6K. So they're super excited about racing 5K this weekend.
So you just said this weekend you guys are heading to Arkansas for the Chili Pepper Cross Festival.
Yes.
How are y'all feeling for that?
This race is huge. Last year we had 375 people, so in one race. So I'm really talking to them about competing. Several of them are not running with watches, just as that freedom to just go for it. And so just really wrapping the mind around that mentality of no matter where you are in the race, someone is there challenging you, and to make the most of that opportunity.
Well, Coach, we'd like to wish you luck and thank you for joining us this morning.
Okay, thanks so much.
And folks, thank you again for joining us this week on the WT Coaches Show for the WT Sports Network. I'm Zach Barnes, and we'll see you next week.